All right, so today we're taking a look at the new, this is a Swivy LCD viewfinder, and it's distributed exclusively by CarrySpeed, and that's carryspeed.com. So when you receive the viewfinder, the first thing that you'll notice is that this lower bracket is pointing the opposite direction, and that's just for packaging and shipping to keep the form factor small. It will come with a base plate as well. So what you need to do is to reverse this bracket. So what you want to do is loosen up the side thumb knobs, not the bottom ones, but the side ones. So we're going to take off the side ones, and we're going to pull this out, and we're just going to reverse it so that the tab is pointing the other direction. All right, we'll put this back in. So this tab here is a quick release system that connects to the base plate. Once the base plate is attached to your camera, there's a slot here that this tab is going to connect to, and then you tighten up the thumb knob on the base plate, and that will lock in the viewfinder. And then when you want to remove the viewfinder, you just unscrew this, and then it comes apart. Anyways, let's put this on one of the cameras and see what it looks like. Alright, so here we have a Canon 5D Mark II, and it's a 3-inch LCD. It's what these Swivy LCD viewfinders were designed for. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to attach the base plate, and you notice the slot here. The slot has to face the rear of the camera because that's where the viewfinder connects to. So let's go ahead and put this on. Now you can use a coin to tighten up the base plate, or you can actually use a hex wrench that connects to the center of the nut here, so you can really torque it down if you wanted to, but don't torque it down just yet because we have to make sure everything is in alignment. So we're just gonna get it on there so that we could still kind of move it around a little bit but not tighten it down too much. Then what we're going to do is we're going to insert our LCD viewfinder into the quick release system. And then using the side knobs and the bottom knobs, let's see, I have this tight. We want to just kind of line up our viewfinder. Now this LCD viewfinder has some huge adjustments. I don't know if you can see that on the side there, but it has some huge adjustments. So it should fit a variety of cameras out there with a 3-inch LCD. So I'm only going to bring this down here. Make sure we have this lined up as best we can. There you go. Looks pretty good. So once you have the viewfinder attached, some of the features are the built-in lens cap. There is a lock underneath the viewfinder, so you just unhook the lock. You could use it as a normal sunshade when you're not using the magnifying glass, and then when you close it, it locks in place so it doesn't just open up. And when you're not using the entire viewfinder, you just unscrew the quick release plate and the whole thing will slide off. The base plate will remain on the camera. So one thing that's cool about the base plate also, it has tripod mounts, so you could still use a variety of quick release plates, but it's also Arca Swiss design. So if you're using something like this ball head here, or there's other Arca Swiss type heads, you can see it will attach directly to the tripod. So if you're using Arca Swiss as your quick release, this base plate may already work for you. Alright, so one thing about the Swivy LCD viewfinders, on the Canon 5D Mark II, this base plate system is a much more solid mount than the sticky frames and the magnetic viewfinders. It's a really great solution. And this Swivy viewfinder will fit a variety of different cameras, so it has a lot of adjustment here. The problem you'll run into with a 5D Mark II specifically is that this on-off switch on your camera may be a little bit hard to reach in the back here. But hasn't been a problem for me, because what I do is I just move the LCD screen because it has a quick release plate, and then I cycle the camera on. Once my camera's on, I'm pretty much shooting all day. I don't really power the camera off at that point. And then all the other buttons here are still accessible. You've got your joystick button, your jog dial, and then you have all the buttons on the side here. So every other button is accessible except for the on-off switch. But again, it's real quick to get to because you have just a quick release system. You slide this out and then you can power this camera on and off. All right, so here I have the Swivy LCD connected to a Canon Rebel T4i. And even though this is designed for a 3-inch LCD, testing it out, I don't know if you could see this, I'm not getting any crop in here. So you could see there's a black border on this side and then a little black border on the other side here. So you get full view of the LCD screen on the Canon T4i, Canon Rebel T4i. So again, these huge adjustments here will allow it to fit a variety of different cameras. And on a T4i, you have access to all the buttons as well. So here you can see I could get to the play button back here, all the buttons. The video mode is up here on the Canon T4i, and all your magnifying. So it works perfectly on a Canon T4i. All right, so this is what I'm most excited about, is that it works great on the Canon 5D Mark III. As you can see, the 5D Mark III has the on-off switch at the top here, unlike the 5D Mark II that had it kind of tucked away at the bottom. But here I can access all my jog dials, start and stop, all the buttons on the side here. Everything works perfectly. And then, as you can see in here, there is barely any crop inside. If you look really closely in your Canon 5D Mark III, it's like 1 millimeter, maybe not even that. I think it might even get the whole LCD. But this is what I've been using on the 5D Mark III as well. It's a great viewfinder because it, again, pops up when you're not using the magnifying loop, locks down in place, and then when you're not using it, this is really handy to have, is the quick release base plate system. So you just unscrew that, comes right off, real easy to work with, and it's better than those sticky frames or magnetic mounts. This is really a great viewfinder for the Canon 5D Mark III. Canon T4i, again, works with the 5D Mark II. A little issue with just getting to the on-off switch there. And that's all due to having these huge adjustments on the side of this the viewfinder here. So you've got a lot of height adjustments, you've got a lot of left, right, side to side adjustments, and then if you had to, there's some forward and back on the base plate itself. And then with the quick release, it also has a little bit of forward and back on the tab here. So huge adjustments to fit a lot of cameras. If you guys have any questions about which camera it might fit, I could probably test them on some. So just let me know, give me some feedback on what you think you want to try it on, and I'll see if I can get that tested out. Again, this eye cup, really firm eye cup, but not too firm. But this way, when you're pushing your face against it, it doesn't flop over. Some of those viewfinders will do that. And then it is removable here, and then you can reverse it so that you can use it for the left or right eye. Some guys shoot with left, some would shoot with right. And then the built-in lens shade. I mean, how cool is that? Real simple, right? But that's it. Hope you guys like it. It's the new Swivy LCD viewfinder, exclusively distributed by carryspeed.com.